done day one. And yeah, Magpie Brewery, pow pow, pow pow. Pale ale, first time in bottle, so that was a good start to the month. Well, 24 days we've been. So today, number two, it's just there. So let's open this bad boy up. What's behind number two? And it's a bottle. So squeeze the bottle out. Oh. And it's from Beermats Brewing. So I've not had this, neither on draft or anything. And I was so Beermats at the moment are doing. They've got on their website a mixed case, 12 different beers. I think it's like 20 or 22 quid for a case. Especially if you live nearby, you can pop in and get it even cheaper. Chestmats roasting. So if you know anything about Beermats Brewing Company, everything is mats. So every single one of their beers has the word mats in. This is no different. Chestmats roasting. So a chestnut coloured Christmas bitter. 4.4%. There is writing. And we'll get the Oda magnifying glass out because as we're getting old. So fine chestnut coloured beer with malty flavours and a gentle spicy nose. Did you know that the cardboard beer mat actually originates from the late 19th century? Since then, this handy invention has had a plethora of uses, whether it takes the role of a spillage sponge, a means of protecting your pint from insidious insect invaders, or a simpler way of stopping a beverage from slipping. The humble beer mat goes hand in hand with good beer, drunk from a cool glass. It just feels right. It also helps as well if you've got a wonky table. So the date on the bottle, and you can tell it's freshly bottled because look at that date, 22nd of the 10th, 2022. It's a cracking date. Beermats Brewing, Chestmats roasting. Right. So yeah, Beermats Brewing, as far as I remember, obviously they're based in Newark, about 3 miles away from where I work in Newark. And I've never actually been to the brewery, not yet. It's on my list, as there's a lot of other things, but it's one of those things I will do. Oh, that was yesterday, mate. Yeah, I was a bit annoyed with the OKFC. Oh dear, wound me up a treat last night. So we'll just give that a chance to settle. Yeah, 45 minutes waiting. I came home and I was fuming. So, like I say, chestnut coloured pour, quite dark pour on this. Oh God, legs are burning. Little Whitehead, and they do make some nice beers at Beermats. So, Beermats Brewing Company, based in Newark, so not far away from my workplace. Chestmats roasting. You've never heard of KFC, you haven't missed much. 4.4%, and good evening, Slurpee. I will ring the bell. Some sort of ring anyway. Back again. Cheers. Oh. So, my first Christmas beer, actual Christmas beer from an advent calendar. I do like a Christmas beer. Ooh. And it has this lovely malty aroma to it. You don't have a KFC? Like I say, you haven't missed much. The way they treat their customers is disgusting. Ooh. Proper autumnal, well, not autumnal, even winter malty beer. Probably would have been better at room temperature, but can't do nothing about room temperature when I'm down the beer room, unless it's a warm day outside. And the beers come as they come. So, but in any case, lovely beer. So, Beermats Brewing Company, based in Winkburn in Newark, about 3 miles away from my workplace. Like I say, they do a mixed case of beers for about 22 quid. I'm sure it's around about that price. Um, and then at the moment, they've got 12 different beers. Liam Rusco will know more than me. The food's okay, mate. It's the service and the prioritization of drive-throughs and these Deliveroo type people. These delivery services. If you go in as a normal person, you're a second class citizen or even third class, and hence my rather rant last night. And I was angry last night, so it was a rant. Yes, one does apologise. I'm not normally like that. I'm quite a nice, placid person. And now I know which of the Beermats Brewing beers are in this. Now I can look at the other three and try and get hold of them, because there's another three Christmas beers that they've got out, and this gives me the ability now to actually buy them. So that's good. And it's the only thing that puts me off buying anything at the moment, because you get the advent calendar and you're like, can I buy it? Can I not? I mean, obviously you buy what you buy, but you don't want to ruin something by buying something and reviewing it only to find out a week later or even a day later that it's in the advent calendar. Thankfully, I've been out tonight and bought a beer, and I know it's not in the advent calendar because they actually told me it wasn't. So there we go. So maltiness, nice sweetness to this as well. Yeah, I was just peed off last night. Yeah, it soon disappeared. The KFC itself wasn't that bad, to be fair. Sent 24 bottles of Man's Brown. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Hey, could you imagine as a community plugging together, getting an advent calendar box, and actually getting one of these boxes like this and actually sending him an advent calendar and said to Bullman from all your friends and fans, and then actually putting 24 bottles of Man's Brown in. Hey, oh dear. I don't think he'd last more than 2 days. I think he might smell a rat. Or what you do is you steam off the Man's Brown and you just have loads of bottles with no labels on. And it's like, guess the bottle. He does the first day, it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the second day, I'm sure that's like yesterday's. Could you imagine doing that? That would be an evil trick. Funny, but evil. I'll put a few quid towards it. I'm all good for a laugh. Got to, haven't you? You got to have a laugh. That's what it's all about. You can't have a laugh, then what's the problem? No. You got to have a laugh in life. So easy going. Put water in the bottle. Yeah. Laxatives on day 4. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could be cruel. Prune wine on day 5. Yeah. You could do like a homebrew advent calendar. 24 different homebrews. Doom bar. Yeah. Don't you like Doom bar either then? Fair play to him. Fair play. Although to be honest, Doom bar out of shops is not great. Straight from the brewery, yeah, but it's not great. It's not as good a beer as it used to be. Yeah, yeah. Dash it in the stew. Newcastle Brown, that could be one as well, because Newcastle Brown these days is god awful. The funny thing is, I tried to talk my workplace into actually stocking the Christmas beers from Beermats, but they didn't think they'd sell. And I think Christmas beers would sell at this time of the year for weddings and that. But oh, there we go. Christmas homebrew calendar. Could you imagine that? That'd be an interesting calendar. Loads of people doing different brews, sharing them around, and yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting. It would be interesting. I need to get back on the home brewing actually. Straight after Christmas, get some home brewing done. Up the house. We're moving bedrooms after Christmas. We're going back into the big bedroom. Let's hope my neighbour doesn't have his TV on too loud, because that's the whole reason why I moved out. He used to fall asleep drunk with his telly on full blast, and there's been a few times where I've nearly gone round and had to have a chat, for want of a better word. In fact, one day I went to work one day, was livid at work all day, got home, wouldn't go in the house at night because I wanted to have him, and I was going to have him big time. And when I started to have a go at him about it, it wasn't horrible, but I was certainly, and it was actually that nice and that apologetic that I melted straight away. So just goes to show you, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah, Newcastle Brown is god awful, isn't it? It's just an awful lager, beer rather. If you can call it even a beer, it's just, I don't know. Is it made by Heineken these days? Because it's rancid. It is. It's a disgrace to what it used to be. Malty, sweet. In some ways, it tastes like you are getting a bit of the chestnut flavour of it. Easygoing Christmas beer. Better at room temperature than what I'm drinking. I'm drinking it at obviously chilled temperature, but at room temperature, this would deliver even more, being a Christmas beer. But I can't do nothing about temperatures while I'm down the beer room. Quite funny how both beers were very similar in colour tonight. Well, this one's slightly darker, to be fair, but yeah. But going down well nonetheless. Nonetheless. 2 weeks tomorrow. I'll break up for Christmas. Yay! Can't wait. Our new bloke starting tomorrow, so new handyman / maintenance man. So let's hope he's decent. And yeah, lots of work for him to do. Lots of work for me to do, I know. So the run up to Christmas, is everybody ready for Christmas? It's obviously busy time of the year, the run in, getting your Christmas turkey early to avoid the last minute stampede for Christmas turkeys. Let's hope the price of petrol starts to go down soon. The wholesale price has gone down. And it does make you wonder whether the companies are fleecing us at the moment. It's not great, you know. It's disrespectful on their part. So, yeah, I've already got a crown. We've got a turkey crown, a frozen turkey crown. That'll do us. We don't buy a big turkey anymore, simply for the reason that half of it gets wasted. Can't give the dog it because well, him in his guts. It's not good, and we have to clean it up. It ain't good. One of the bottles fell off the shelf. Oh, just it's in the spot nicely. That is. It just seemed a bit hazy on this tonight. Maybe I needed to give the phone a quick wipe before I came online. Hey, bloody phones. They do well to raid my shed. They break the neck walking. They break the neck walking down the steps. Same if anybody tried to burgle it. the time you got near the shed, you'd already gone through and fell through fences, and you'd be injured before you got anywhere close. And let's be fair, it's only beer in here and a few game consoles, so it's not worth nicking. You might as well go to shops and nick something decent. So, oh, nice day two, 4.4%. And I was wondering when the Christmas beers were going to start. Not so much these days, to be fair. Yeah. My beer stash is sadly lacking at the moment. For the first year in God knows how long, I've got no homebrew wine in the shed. None. Not a single iota, or in the house either. And I've got no spirits either. Disgusting. Yeah, it's probably the most lean year I've ever had. Yeah. And even my own brew that's on the floor isn't that up to much. I've got some well out of date. Well, I think it's out of date anyway. Some rhubarb stout and strawberry stout, and the bottles aren't solid anymore. So I don't think I'm even going to drink them. I'm probably just going to lob them all in the bin and be done with it. I've got some pear wine. I've got loads of pear wine. I might have to see if it's mellowed over time and try a bit, see if it's decent, see if there's a decent whack of alcohol in it. Yeah. So at the moment, you won't get drunk in my shed at the moment. The best beer I've got in the shed for ABV, I've got this one here on the back wall, a Baboonska, Whiskey Baboonska. Yeah, it would be like Home Alone in that respect. You walk in and you just get floored by something. Yeah. I mean, I've walked down my steps before and nearly broke my back on the steps. I had a TV cabinet in my hand, and whew, yes, it was rough. Good evening, Craig. How are you, matey? How's the run into Christmas? Are we all set up? With little kids, it's always the good time. I always find, for me personally, that it's great to have small kids around for Christmas because they get in the mood for Santa. And it gets you in the mood as well. And, you keep the spirit of Christmas alive. I mean, luckily we've got grandkids. So my son now, me 11-year-old, now knows that we've been lying for the last 11 years. And, but now it's all on the grandkids. And the grandkids are crackers. One's 3 and one's 8 months. And, yeah, they're both gorgeous little kids. The 8-month one's got such a smile on him. Our 3-year-old grandchild rather, he desperately needs nursery. A year and a half of COVID's not been good for kiddies. When's January? See, I love Christmas cider. I always have done. And tomorrow at work, I'm putting loads of Christmas lights up. Well, if I ever get around to doing all my other work I've got to do. I kind of put loads on me today, and at the end of the day, I was racing to get done, and I still didn't get done. So tomorrow, busy day again. Cheers, Ted. Thanks for joining in. So, the beer is Chestmats Roasting from Beermats Brewing, based in Winkburn in Newark. 10 beers for 22 quid. 12 beers for 22 quid. And at the moment, they're doing 12 different beers on their site. So it's really interesting. 4 different Christmas beers as well. 4.4%, a chestnut-coloured Christmas bitter. And it's a nice bitter. It's malty. And at room temperature, this will be divine. I mean, it's divine as it is, but at room temperature, it really bring out those flavours. And the glass helps as well, to be fair. And it's nice that the ABV is quite low because it stops me getting overly drunk. I went up the house last night after doing back-to-back beer reviews. I walked in and she looked, and straight away, I was struggling at first. I hadn't done back-to-backs for a long time, and the first 5 minutes I was ropey. After that, I was fine, totally fine. But yeah, I got a bit of grief, and I gave a bit of grief back, as you do, and no, it was all good after that. Yeah, 4.4%. And every single beer that they release, this is Beermats Brewing Company, it's from Winkburn in Newark, and every single beer they release, every beer has mats in the name, every single beer, which is interesting, really, because obviously, you're trying to figure out what to call the beer, and I mean, they do one beer where they give to a charity. Was it dementia? I think it's dementia. The England one this summer. I reviewed an England beer of theirs rather, and yeah, the 10 pence from every bottle goes to the dementia charity. I think it's dementia anyway. I forgot. And dementia. Imagine doing back-to-back Imperials. Jesus, steaming. I might do a big beer later. Just to help me sleep tonight. You know how it is. I like to do my third beer reviews and chuck something a bit more heavier in, just to chill out for the night. 22 minutes. Wow. It's funny, the local beer reviews tend to be a hell of a lot longer. I'm a bit more chilled with local. Local, more chilled, talk a bit more. And not only that, but the 500ml bottles take some game through. So I've just picked up a nice beer tonight, but I'll be reviewing it sometime soon. Maybe even tonight later. Nice 9%. I think it's 8.5 or 9%. I do like a big beer. So, chestnut coloured pour, as you can see. Certainly malty on the nose. And this is described as a bitter. Chestmats roasting. So a Christmassy themed copper chestnut bitter. Yeah, chestnut coloured Christmas bitter. I'll get it out in the end. 4.4% from Beermats. I do like their beers. I know you've had a couple of theirs. Yeah, I think you've had the salted caramel one at Fox and Grapes, and I think you had the English themed one, English football themed one. I think you have anyway. But yeah, they're very similar to Lincoln Green for me. They're a brewery that do modern traditional beers. So yeah, traditional beers with modern. It's definitely a malty bitter. Yeah. Teammates, that was the one. And obviously it's got the mat in. So it's mat, not mats. It's got mat in it. That's the one. Yeah. Chestmats. So it's mat. Every beer's got mat in it. Yeah. I remembered in the end. In the end, I remembered. Or was it Team Mat? No, it can't be Team Mats. It could be Teammates. Yeah. So, yeah, nice chestnut coloured pour, easy drinking. Yeah, it's a nice traditional malty beer for me. Out of 5, a good 4.1 out of 5. There's another one in Wiltshire. So the beers are getting around then. Good to see the beers getting around. Yeah, it is good. It is good. So yeah, 4.1 out of 5 for me. And another nice beer. And now I know what beers that I can get now, because because of the adventure beer calendars, I struggle. Now I'm pretty sure now that there won't be another Beermats one in on cask. Fair play. So it's good to see their beers getting up and down the country. That is good. Because they're really nice people as well. So there we go. And that's it for this beer review. 25 minutes in. Wow. And my phone will die in a minute. Anyway, thank you all for watching. And back on day 3 on a Friday night. Ooh. Cheers, everyone. See you later.